Darth Bane is the architect of the legendary Sith Rule of Two, and he helped pioneer what would become the Sith Grand Plan. He single-handedly saved the Sith from themselves, becoming the most monumental figure in their history. But what if he never became that legendary figure? Long before his father ever called him the name Bane, what if the man named Dessal just wasn't good enough? What if, when Bane went to Korriban to study at the Sith Academy, he just washed out of the program? Without its great architect, the Sith Order we know from the movies would never exist. The destiny of the Sith and the fate of the entire galaxy would be sent down a path no one could have possibly foreseen. To see how everything changes, we must rewind the clock 1,000 years before the Clone Wars, to the era of the new Sith Wars. According to Legends continuity, a former Cortosis miner named Dessal arrives at the Sith Academy on Korriban. Plucked from the infantry of the Sith army, he is a top prospect, recognized for his immense raw power and battlefield fury. He's a brute force of nature in the dark side, but he lacks the formal training his fellow students possess. This disadvantage becomes brutally clear when he challenges the Academy's top student, a rival named Sirak. In the timeline we know, this rivalry forges Bane into a legend. In this timeline, the duel is a disaster. Dessal's raw strength is no match for Sirak's refined technique. He loses, and he loses badly. The humiliation is total. Following this public defeat, Dessal's star is extinguished. His ranking plummets, and the Sith instructors who once saw him as a promising weapon now see him as a disappointment. They no longer waste their time on him. He is cast aside and ignored. As a forgotten pupil, he never gets access to the secret archives, never studies the holocron of the ancient Darth Revan, and never develops his revolutionary ideas. Without the fire of rivalry to test him, the very idea of Darth Bane never takes shape. He remains Dessal, a failed Darksider on Korriban. The mind that would have reshaped the future of the dark side is snuffed out before it can even light a spark. He's a nobody, and for the galaxy, that changes absolutely everything. With Bane out of the picture, the Sith Order of this era, the Brotherhood of Darkness, continues down its current path. The Brotherhood is led by the charismatic Lord Skir Khan, a fallen Jedi Master who believed the old Sith ways of constant betrayal were their greatest weakness. His solution was radical. He created a new kind of Sith Order built on unity. He declared all his followers equal, handing out the title Dark Lord of the Sith to his top commanders as a symbol of their collective power. He preached that their shared strength would be an unstoppable force. In the original story, Bane saw this as a corruption of the dark side, believing true power came from individual ambition. But in this new history, that criticism is never voiced, because Khan's philosophy is actually working. Powerful Sith Lords are genuinely putting the needs of the Order above personal rivalries. The constant backstabbing that had plagued the Sith for millennia finally ceases. The Brotherhood of Darkness is a united front with a single, terrifying goal: the complete destruction of the Jedi and the Republic. This unified Sith Order, free from self-sabotage, now charges toward its final battle, stronger and more focused than ever before. The final chapter of the new Sith Wars unfolds on the planet Ruusan. Here, Lord Khan's united Brotherhood of Darkness is locked in a devastating war with the Jedi's Army of Light, led by the heroic Lord Hoth. In the Legends timeline, this is where Darth Bane manipulates Khan into unleashing the Thought Bomb, a superweapon that destroys all Force sensitives nearby, wiping out both armies and leaving Bane the sole survivor. But in a timeline without Bane, that act of mutual annihilation never happens. Instead, what unfolds is the largest and most brutal clash of Force users the galaxy has ever seen. The war on Ruusan is long and grueling. However, Lord Khan does what no Sith leader before him ever could. He keeps the morale of his followers high. Without Bane's sabotage, the Brotherhood of Darkness remains truly unified. They fight with a singular purpose and coordination the Jedi have never faced from the Sith. The Battle of Ruusan becomes a meat grinder, but it is the Jedi's Army of Light that is ultimately broken. Pushed to the absolute brink, their discipline falters against the unwavering fanaticism of the Brotherhood. The fighting takes longer without Bane's interference, but the outcome is reversed. In a final, bloody confrontation, the Brotherhood of Darkness achieves a decisive victory. The army of the light is shattered, and the Sith, for the first time in millennia, stand triumphant over their ancient enemies. With the Jedi's army of light shattered on Ruusan, the Brotherhood of Darkness stands as the undisputed power in the galaxy. The victory is total. Lord Khan's philosophy of unity has been vindicated. The Galactic Republic its protectors decimated collapses in a matter of weeks. Coruscant falls not to a secret plot, but to the overwhelming force of a Sith armada. There is no rule of two, no grand conspiracy in the shadows. Instead, the Sith rule openly and absolutely. The Brotherhood establishes a new Sith empire, with a ruling council of Dark Lords led by Sirak Khan. The dark side washes over the galaxy not as a subtle tide, but as a tidal wave. The remaining Jedi are hunted to extinction, their temples razed, their history erased. The Sith, as an organized galactic power, are no longer a threat, they are the law. With the Jedi gone, Lord Khan's philosophy of equality is put to the ultimate test, governing the galaxy. The new Sith Empire is structured around the Brotherhood's ruling council. The Dark Lord's ambition, once focused on the Jedi, is now channeled outwards. They become governors, viceroys, and generals, each ruling their own sector. Their rivalry doesn't disappear, it simply changes form. Instead of plotting against each other, they now compete for glory in the name of the Empire. Who can crush a rebellion most brutally, who can extract the most resources, who can build the most imposing monuments to the dark side. Khan's united front creates a far more efficient and organized form of oppression. There isn't one tyrant on a throne, but 100 tyrants ruling 100 worlds, all held together by their shared victory and the fear of their leader, Lord Khan. So what do you think? If Bane didn't interfere like he did in the known canon timeline, could the Brotherhood of Darkness actually rule successfully? Or would they be doomed to repeat the mistakes of past Sith Lords? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this trip to an alternate timeline, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into the Star Wars universe. What does this galaxy, ruled by the Brotherhood's dark legacy, look like 1,000 years later? Predictably, the unity under Khan could not last. The inherent ambition and treachery of the dark side ensured its eventual collapse. Within a few generations, the Empire fractured, leading to an endless cycle of civil wars between powerful Sith factions. The galaxy is now carved up into warring fiefdoms, each ruled by a tyrannical Dark Lord in a state of perpetual conflict. On the planet Naboo, a talented young nobleman named Palpatine is identified for his force sensitivity and ruthless ambition. He wouldn't need a secret master to tempt him to the dark side. In this galaxy, it's the only path to real power. Conscripted into the local Sith regime, he rises through the ranks with unparalleled cunning. His genius for manipulation allows him to seize control, eventually becoming the undisputed Sith Lord of Naboo and its surrounding sector. But for a being like Palpatine, a single territory is not enough. With his own power base secured, he begins to look outwards, plotting to expand his dominion by consuming the territories of his rival Sith Lords, one by one. In the end, Darth Bane's failure at the Sith Academy becomes the catalyst for the galaxy's greatest tragedy. Without his revolutionary rule of two, the Sith instead find victory through the brute force and unity of the Brotherhood of Darkness. Lord Khan's vision succeeds where Bane's was never conceived. But this victory doesn't lead to a stable empire. It unleashes the dark side's most destructive tendencies on a galactic scale. It creates a timeline where the Sith win decisively, plunging the galaxy into an age of unending conflict and despair. The story of Star Wars as we know it is replaced by a far darker saga, the story of an empire built on a lie, destined to consume itself. All because one man, a long, long time ago, simply wasn't strong enough to change their path.